Okay guys, in one side of the corner, we have evolved Godzilla. And the other side, we have Space Godzilla, and the real question everyone's asking is who will win. So in today's video, Godzilla will be explaining that.
Alright, well here at Godzilla X Elite, we are going to be talking about these two heavyweight champions. So, as of right now, we're going to start off with Godzilla evolved in his base form. You heard me, base form. Because he has two forms in the evolved, and then there's a supercharged. But we'll get to that one later, because that one will be very important. And we also have Space Godzilla from the 1994 film Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. And who knows, maybe even he'll show up in the Monsterverse one day. Maybe even in the next movie. But, right on track. So, looking at the evolved Godzilla, you can already tell he's a very powerful... Actually, he is the most powerful in the Monsterverse right now, as his forms are going right now. But in the future, he could get even more powerful. But as of right now, it's even more in the Thermo, and I'll explain why when we get to the supercharge. But as the base evolved Godzilla, he's just a little bit more weaker than the thermonuclear Godzilla. But in this form, he has a longer and more bulkier arms, thinner legs, but can move faster, agonizer tail, and a hotter atomic breath. So all those factors are very important. So he has a lot of speed and strength with him and durability. Well, Space Godzilla also has the strength factor because he's the clone of Godzilla who survived the pressure of black holes and came out of one. So the fact is that he can withstand a lot of punishment is amazing. And also he has energy manipulation where he can actually absorb energy through different sources, which could be bad for the evolved Godzilla if he tries to absorb his energy or something like that. And also the speed advantage will have to go to Space Godzilla due to the fact that he can fly. Yeah, he can fly really, really fast. While the evolved Godzilla have to be on ground, and you can probably outrun him, but not outfly him, obviously, because he can't fly. And also the strength advantage will probably go to physical strength, probably go to the evolved Godzilla because of his longer arms and more muscle mass there, while Space Godzilla is kind of like those shorter arms like the Heisei era. But as far as the durability, we'll probably have to go to Space Godzilla due to the fact he can take hefty damage. But the evolved Godzilla does have a very powerful atomic breath that's even more powerful than the blue one, and it can do a lot of damage. You can slice pyramids like butter. But the Space Godzilla has a Corona beam, which is kind of like a yellow beam that can it's like electricity, but it can curve around. Does some decent damage, but not like the atomic breath. He also has the crystals that can fly around and home in on his enemies. He just has a lot of stuff. And also, don't forget the gravity tornado, which he can pick up his enemies and toss them away like they weigh nothing. So the fact of all that, if you look at that, he has a lot of stuff. He's basically the Force Jedi version of Godzilla. Godzilla learned to take the Jedi Master Art sort of thing. But when you look at that side by side, mostly Space Godzilla takes the edge in durability and speed, and even probably closer to intelligence, because Space Godzilla is a strategic thinker, but so is the evolved Godzilla. That Monsterverse Godzilla is also really smart. He can figure out problems, weaknesses, and even recognize faces. But the thing is, the evolved Godzilla's been around much longer, so he has battle experience, but Space Godzilla also knows how to fight. So when it comes to battle experience, it's pretty much tied. So I would say, in the base evolved Godzilla form, Space Godzilla would win against the base form of Godzilla Evolved, because Space Godzilla just has so many attacks that would be hard for Godzilla Evolved to win. Basically, that evolved Godzilla just had to figure out to shoot for his crystals, and that could probably help. But even then, Space Godzilla would be alive a little longer for him to finish the evolved Godzilla. You'd figure out that his weakness is probably in the air. You try to beam him a lot, and you can pick him up and throw him around. Now, if you want to go to the supercharged Godzilla, then it's a different story, because the supercharged version is really powerful, even more powerful than the thermonuclear Godzilla, because the thermonuclear Godzilla was just like an overload of energy that he had to expel. This version is a controlled condensed energy that is even more powerful because he absorbed more energy than the thermo did. He absorbed the nuke and Mothra's life force. Well, this guy, in that movie, he took in multiple nuclear power plants and a new energy with solar winds, and then that all together just made a barrage of energy. And also, you remember what defeated Space Godzilla in the original movie? Was that Godzilla unlocked the spiral heat ray, which is 2 times hotter than the original blue beam, which is 500,000 degrees, while the spiral heat ray is 1.2 million. Well, in that movie, Godzilla had access to it, and if you look in the background where Star King was trying to dodge Godzilla, you can see the background was just exploded. It was just exploded like the -1 atomic breath. So if he went into supercharged form with the evolved, he would destroy Space Godzilla just like the spiral heat ray did back in the day. So if you want to look like this, Godzilla evolved in base form, he would lose. Supercharged form, he would beat Space Godzilla.
Wow, yep. So the real champ would be who?
Well, the real champ would be Godzilla Evolved, because if he got to that point, he would defeat him. So the question is who would win? It would be Godzilla Evolved if he was able to reach it. And that was also 50% of energy he was using in that fight when he got to Charge form in Rio. So that was kind of crazy there. But if Space Godzilla got to Godzilla sooner, then yes. But if you looked in the original movie, Space Godzilla eventually left Godzilla, and then Godzilla came back to fight him again, and then got access to the spiral heat ray. So the question really is that Godzilla, because Space Godzilla probably would retreat at one point, Godzilla Evolved would take the win.
Yep, guys, but what you heard is Evolved Godzilla is the champ, but Space Godzilla is a loser, just like Godzilla here himself. But guys, thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.